Hey, we are live. Hello, everybody. Hello, Fulton.
Hey, Dr. Scott, how are you today?
I'm doing great. How you doing today?
I'm excellent. Thanks for having us today.
Hey, we got a special guest today.
Yes.
I want to go ahead and introduce our special guest.
Please do.
I've known him for over a year.
Okay.
And we got Logan here today. Logan is a native. You're not a native. Where are you from, Logan?
I'm raised in Bethesda, Maryland, went to Virginia, and retired down here 22 and a half years ago.
Welcome to paradise.
Congratulations.
Yes, thank you very much.
Your beautiful bride is with us as well, Claudia.
Yes.
So, Logan, I've known you for over a year. Okay, we met up probably, what was it, March or April?
It was maybe
2019?
early March, and then I started getting involved in April. Yes, you're right.
When we went out to dinner, we were talking about stem cell regenerative medicine, and you did what really attracted me. You took your credit card out and slapped it on the table like there was no limit. And from that day on, we've been rocking and rolling.
That we have. It's turned out very well for me. I was on the receiving end of something wonderful that I had no idea what I was getting into. But I researched it on my own a lot of different ways and learned that is really the happening thing. And
What did you find out on your own doing some research?
that it's been around for a long time, but not been practiced over here much. It was overseas, and it's growing by leaps and bounds everywhere. And I wanted to get in. I was in so much pain and so pathetic to look at walking that I had to do something to please myself.
So tell us a little bit about the pain that you were suffering with and how long you were suffering with it. What was going on exactly?
It was a combination of really hard work for 20 years.
Okay.
Elevator work is some of the heaviest. It's like ironworkers.
Mm-hmm.
We deal with a lot of weight. We install elevators weigh 60, 80,000 pounds. We put them together in a hoistway, and we move on and do another one. And for years and years, I did that. And finally, I got a soft job late in life, but nothing's soft when you're 55, 60. Retired at 58 and a half. Walked away, had enough. And I took care of my wife the last 3 years of her life. We were married for 21 years, and she got really sick. And that played a big toll on me. When she passed, I was very, very beat up, and I ran into Claudia in a special way, and we got to be friends, and she helped me through a lot of stuff in order for me to get to the stem cell people and meet you guys, go to the dinners, and I finally started realizing what was going to happen and how well I was going to feel. And it's a slow process. And I felt good after about 3 months, felt better after 6 months, and better after 9, and it progressively, and I worked hard at it too. I worked really hard. You know you're working hard when you're pedaling a bicycle in bed on your back. But the bike's not there, but your legs are moving. So
That's awesome.
that's the kind of stuff you have to do to get out of bed in the morning and move around.
Well, let's back it up a little bit, Logan. You retired at 58 after a lot of manual labor, a lot of work, a lot of wear and tear on the body, for at least 20 years of hardcore work. You retired at 58, and then you got to the point, you got down the road, another 5, 10, 20 years, and you were suffering. What kind of pain were you suffering with in the body?
I couldn't take enough Tylenols. I changed medications. I saw pain management people, acupuncture, chiropractors, everything. I could not control the pain. The pain was always there. And when it was bad, it was 8s. And it beat me up bad. I had to give up golf for 2.5 years. And now I'm back playing golf. I'm not any good anymore, but I play golf. And people don't laugh at me anymore because I can still hit it out there, 185, 190 yards.
Hey, let's set the stage for everybody real quick. Because you sound sharp, you're playing golf. Some people aren't watching us on the YouTube page. Some people are just listening on the podcast and on the radio station. Hey, everybody, by the way. But you sound sharp, you sound fit. Let everybody know what your age is, Logan.
I'm 80. I was 80 on October 26th of last year. I celebrated it by renting a really nice 3-level beach home on the ocean with my family and played golf every other day. I did not finish dead last in the group, by the way, but we had a good time. Actually, I won one of the bets. So I've been playing golf since I was 11 years old. I still love the game, but the game doesn't love me like I love it. So I'm not that good anymore. So, when you're a star and you fall, you're sort of not worth a darn anymore down on the ground. But I use that expression only because if you've got game, like John was saying earlier, and you're not any good and you have trouble, you say, oh, darn this game. I love it, but I can't play it anymore.
So let me ask you this, Logan. You say you enjoyed golf. You had to stop playing golf for 2.5 years, and now you're back to playing golf. At what level of golf are you playing now? Are you 100%?
Oh, no.
Okay.
No.
Where are
I don't
we
have, the biggest thing is I don't have the club head speed that I used to have. I don't
Okay.
have the distance used to have. I might have a little more patience, but I don't have patience with bad golf shots. Okay. When you shank a shot or hit one fat, and if you're a golfer, you know what all that means. So it's a hard thing to play around a golf. I don't shoot triple digits yet.
Okay.
I can though. I can when I get disgusted with myself, but I pick up a lot and I avoid those double bogeys, triple bogeys. I put the ball in my pocket.
Now, when you finish playing golf, how do you feel?
Well, I'm happy that I finished. Okay. What I had to do is pace myself when I play. So the first day I played 18 at Tradition, I did well. I hit the ball real good on one side, not good on the other. And I think I was in the mid 90s. Okay. But the more golf you play when you're going through stem cell or after stem cell, it wears on you. So you need a break. One day is not enough really for me. I need 2 days, but I played every other day because I had company.
Okay.
But my game went up a little bit, but I still enjoyed myself. Now, I went and played True Blue, which is a man's golf course.
Okay.
I mean, it is a true man's golf course. It will beat you up. I admitted it. It beat me up. So I had to pick up on about the last 4 holes because I was flat and wore out.
Okay. So you're telling me about getting back into golf after stem cell injections.
Yes.
You're telling me about how you feel when you play golf, how the body feels, the body's improving, you're feeling better, your energy levels are going up, okay? Less fatigue, less ache on the joints, the back, let's say I think it was the hips, the shoulders, and the knees that they addressed.
Let's back it up real quick. So when I first met you, you were having a lot of trouble not playing golf. You were having trouble walking.
I was.
You're having difficulty walking.
Yep. I was humped. I was slouched to the right.
Wow.
Badly.
Okay.
Badly. And everybody said, do you know you're slouched? You can't tell you're slouched. I was slouched bad.
You didn't look like it when you walked in here today.
I'm not now. I'm not. My posture's
fantastic.
Big next thing's coming back is my strength. I'm strong. Okay.
So let's walk through the process here. So you're in a lot of pain. You've had to stop doing a lot of things that you love to do, things you've been doing since you were 11 years old. You're walking crooked. You're in pain. We meet up. And after you've done a lot of your own research and you hear the things that I'm teaching and talking about are congruent with what you studied up on, you say, hey, let's do this thing. And if I remember correctly, you said, hey, we're talking about a lot of money here. You said I got it, but I want to be certain about this.
Mm-hmm.
Let's do the hips and see what happens.
I wanted to build a base to work off of. And I figured the hips were the worst. If I could get the hips to get strong and feel good, then I could support my body without racking one way or the other. And it actually, that's why we waited like 5 or 6 weeks before we did the knees and shoulders.
So when we first did those hips, right and left hip, tell us how it felt or tell us what the process was like.
Process is just like having a really good meal. There was nothing to it. It's easy. It
was effortless.
It is. There's no pain involved. They cold spray your hip, they inject it, they go over there, they know where they're putting the needle, go over and cold spray the other side, inject you. You sit there for a few minutes.
How much pain did you feel during that process?
If I could say 0, it would be less than zero. There was nothing. Even when I did the shoulders and the hips, the shoulders and the knees, there was nothing. It's a painless process. You don't even feel the warmth of anything, solution going in you or anything.
If you weren't paying attention, you might not even think they did anything.
No, right. Yeah.
So both the hips were injected with stem cell regenerative medicine. Well, what did you notice the following day, the following weeks before we went to the next step?
I think I felt better the first day, but even better after 3 days. I think I'm correct, aren't I? Isn't that about right? Yeah. I think 3 days I felt good. And then every day thereafter, I could feel, you can't weigh the small percentage, but I had a percentage where I felt better, and better. I mean, feeling your oats. But I've taken care of my own place. I cut my own grass all this whole time, the 22 years since I've been here. I've never paid people to do it. I don't want to. I bought all the good equipment to take care of my yard. So, that's exercise. I never overdo it. I try to do the back one day and the front the next. I want to keep busy. I like keeping busy. That's my nature.
That's awesome. So we did the hips, and you felt so confident about the hips. It must have been, about 4 or 5 weeks later?
5 to 6, I think.
Okay.
Something like that. I said, it's time. And everybody agreed. And
time for?
To do the knees and the shoulders.
Gotcha. Yep. We did the knees and the shoulders, and what did you experience after that?
Oh, unbelievable. Everything came together. I had torn rotators. I've had those for years from hard work. My knees was arthritis. You showed me on the x-rays how bad it was. And there was arthritis in my shoulders to a degree, but mostly torn rotators. But everything is, I couldn't even put a belt on, much less when the rotators were torn.
Now you're getting both arms clear over your head.
Yeah, because you used to have to put the pants on the bed, feed the belt around.
Mm-hmm.
You know you're feeble then, right? But I can do all that now. Everything's good.
Fantastic.
Yep.
That's awesome.
And then how about the hips? How bad were the hips? What was the impact on the hips? Was it the physical work for so many years, toting weight?
A lot of arthritis.
My
body is reeked with arthritis.
Okay.
I don't know why. I don't know. I just don't know what brings it. I've never had a broken bone in my body. Never.
That's good.
No broken bones. I drank a lot of milk, but what the heck?
Did you ever get a recommendation for surgery on those hips or knees? Or did you just stay away from the doctors?
You know what? You're getting me onto something right now. I don't like to tear up people, but I'll tell you, I went for
That's
pain.
okay. We tear them up all the time on the subject.
I won't mention the place. I went for pain management, okay?
All right.
And they didn't know what they were doing. They're doing the electrical shock really into my back, right?
Yep.
Probes going down in my back and doing this and doing that.
Mm-hmm.
One thing led to another, and I wasn't feeling good.
Mm-hmm.
And I said to the guy, "This is not working." He says, "Well, I can fix you up with some surgery. We can put some rods and pins and bolts, and we can fix all that." I said, "I'm out of here." I walked out. I never went to look back.
Good for you.
And I went to Southeastern Spine, and I had a pinched nerve in my back. And they fixed it in an hour and 20 minutes. And I have never had another pain, and that's been 6 years.
Okay.
That's awesome.
And you're fixing the other part of me right now.
Yep.
Aren't you?
That's right.
Aren't you?
That's right.
Say yes, sir, Mr.
Yes.
Wilton.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right. So thanks a lot, Dave. Hey, Logan, you were saying you did some pain management and you did rounds of injections, but nothing was just working.
Oh, I went there at least once a week. Sometimes it was so bad it was twice a week. They'll only put so much of that stuff in you.
Yep.
But I think I might have exceeded, but I never got relief.
So you started with cortisone.
Yeah.
And then worked your way through the magical potions of injections that they really don't discuss with you what they're going to do. Many times they do many rounds of injections and say, we hope we see some return. As opposed to those of us who work in stem cell, and as you've seen, we already know we're going to have benefit. We already know that the injection of the stem cells is going to produce positive results. We see it every time.
Yeah.
It's not a maybe so. It's not a possibility. We don't have the risk of infection like you have with surgery. We spent almost a whole show one time here recently talking about the opioid effect from all these surgeries, okay? So we get to avoid that with you. That's great to see. It's great to see you've been able to avoid that. Your approach toward this, your mental capacity, the way you look at life, it's fantastic. For you to be 80 years old, Logan, and come in here, you look like a young man. You've got on your golf hat and you've got on your beach shirt. I mean, you could go anything from swimming to laying in the sun. I mean, you look like a young man. You look active. So that's good to see. It's good to see you've got your mind right about it and that you're taking the approach that so many people down here at Myrtle Beach do. They've worked hard all their life. They get here. They have an opportunity to retire and enjoy the fruits of their labor. And it's good to see people such as yourself being able to do it. Congratulations.
Thank you. I appreciate it. I just want everybody to know that you need to give yourself a chance. If you think there's hope for you, there is hope with them if you try stem cell. It really does work. Honest, I wouldn't fib you. I wouldn't come on this program and say a word that would make me a liar. I would only tell you the truth. It's helped me and it will help you. You need to give it a chance.
Well, two of the most impressive things that I've heard you say, Logan, after you slapped down that credit card and said, "Hey, son, money ain't the hunt." Logan said, "You know what?" He said, "I just want to let you know, since I've been working with your team at Advanced Medical," he said, "I'm a man's man." He said, "But now, I feel like I'm a man again." You remember that? We were having dinner one night.
Yep.
We were having a party, actually.
Yep, right.
He walked up to me and said, "Let me tell you something," and grabbed me like a damn man. He said, "Let me tell you, I'm a man's man, and I feel like a man."
Yeah, the team.
I'll never forget that, Logan.
I didn't mention the team. He's got a whole lot of fine people
Absolutely.
that work for him, and I mean that they really care. They always ask you how you're feeling, where's your pain, do you have any pain, what can I do for you? Glad to see you here. They thank you for coming. They thank you for when you're leaving. They say, "Have a good day." It's not you feel like you're walking into a family environment, not a bunch of a business environment. You feel comfortable when you're there. Everybody asks you different stuff about your body, and I know my body now, and I know what I can do and can't do, and I sort of put limitations on myself. But
that's smart.
It's hard to do when you've been a bull all your life, okay? When you're acting like a crazy person. But I'm not crazy anymore. I'm smarter than you think. But anyway, enough with the humor. I did an interview with your video guy when we were at Rio's restaurant, and I was so friggin' emotional. I cried on TV. That video. You remember that?
I remember.
It got me. I mean, I was so pleased, and I didn't know how to applaud other than I got emotional into it and just expressing myself how I have improved. And
So was this before? This was after the first round of injections.
It only been like a month.
Okay,
and I knew I was feeling better
since the hip injections.
Since everything.
Oh wow!
Everything had been done.
Okay,
and it was unbelievable. I meant because we were doing the stuff sort of regularly there at Rio's and other places, but that's when it hit me when I had to speak into a camera. This is nothing. Talking on the radio is wonderful because I can just throw words left and right, but there I was like, the camera's going to catch every drop that comes off your cheek. I told him, "Let me wipe it off." I like it. Just keep crying. Anyway, everything is good. It's I'm tickled pink. I did it. I wish I'd have done it earlier. Thank gosh you're in my life.
Well, I'm glad you're here too, Logan. You've been doing awesome. So the first thing that really hit me was Logan said, "Hey, I'm a man's man, and I feel like a man again." The next thing he told me, and this is probably just a few weeks ago or a month ago, Logan had finished up some of his initial rehab, etc. Logan's doing good. And he came back in and said, "Hey, I got a few things I want tuned up." I said, well, you look like you're doing great. He said, well, Doc, I am doing great. I'm doing awesome. He said, but I'm doing all this and all that. And that's when he started talking about it, and we started talking about, well, it's time to get a little wiser. You don't necessarily need to cut your grass every week. Climbing up ladders, come on, Logan. But here's what we finally got to. He said, well, let me tell you what I need to make sure I can do, Doc. He said, this is vitally important for me. He said, I don't want to be a burden on anybody. I want to be able to take care of myself.
Yes.
And that's impressive. I like that attitude and that mentality. Tell us about your goal there, Logan. And it seems like you're definitely going in the right direction.
Yeah, I don't know if it's smart or stubbornness that drives me that
both.
direction.
It's both.
How do you know? You there too?
You know what? I'm approaching it quickly.
Are you? Okay. It's when you're set in your ways, and I'm in my own little world. I'm spoiled to myself. I don't know how that works, but I know what I'm capable of, and I can't always do it, but I figure out a way to do it, even if I'm not supposed to. Okay, and I get it done one way or another, whether it's home repairs and thank gosh this young lady right here is helping me a little bit, because I need more help than I think I need sometimes. But we're getting through it together. It's been a hard road for me to handle, because I get angry. Got a temper still. And I don't like that part of my life. But yeah, and driving down here with the tourists makes me even go more crazy. But anyway,
you should be local. If you think that it drives you crazy now, you should have been here all your life.
No, I had to make my money up in D.C. and bring it down here for you all. Now
that's awesome.
Spreading my wealth.
Yeah.
Hey, where are you at? Are you on the south end?
Yeah, I'm
there
near
Jay.
I live on a golf course called Tradition. If you play Tradition and you look over at the 17th hole, you'll see a guy that's got a big old stone wall around his gardens, and that's my house right there.
Very cool.
Opposite the green. So if you go by, say hi. Just say, hey, old man, how you doing? I'll say, I'm doing good. How you doing?
So you're friends with Jay?
Yes, I am.
I think we've had Jay on the show before in the podcast.
Mm-hmm.
Jay's doing well. He's doing really well.
Yep, he is. He built a beautiful home out in Paulie's. Went to see it, and he said, you got to take your shoes off. We got to wash your feet before you walk around our house. But anyway, it's gorgeous. I said, you lucky SO, you know what?
Paulie's Island is a beautiful area to start with anyway.
Yep, I'm happy in my home. I bought it, 23 years ago. But I bought the house, retired, and got married all in 3 months.
Oh, wow.
And came here. Yep.
Wow.
Didn't think. Then I woke up. And now I'm here. You all are stuck with me.
I tell you what, Dr. Scott, there's something about these men who work in this elevator industry, isn't it? They're a breed apart. So this is the second one we've had on the show, and the mentality is very similar. It seems, and the approach to life, the value of life, what they want to get out of life, work hard to play hard. It's amazing to see. It's wonderful to see as well. I wish that everybody had that approach to life. It would make it a lot better.
Well, here's what I love.
Okay.
Here's what I love. I have these guys. Come in and they'll do market analysis, and they'll ask me certain questions about my target market or who's our perfect patient.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll spend certain times in the office just looking around and seeing the demographics of the people in our office. And what I've recognized over and over and over with the demographics in our office and the people who are truly the pioneers of stem cell regenerative medicine
Yes.
fit the exact profile of Logan,
Yes.
and Jay, and Joe, and all these people. I mean, they're hardworking men who have worked their ass off. They're also smart enough to realize bullshit when they hear bullshit, and they want to stay away from getting sliced and diced.
Yes.
They don't want to be somebody's pincushion. They know what they want in life, and they know what they want out of life. Whether they're 50 years old or 80 years old, they know what they want. They're smart enough to make the right decision. They're smart enough to do a little bit or a lot of due diligence on themselves, for themselves, to head themselves in the right direction and find the experts in that field to be able to deliver to them what they want and what they deserve. And I've noticed that time and time again, that our perfect patients are people who are listening right now, who are people like Logan, who are like you.
Yep.
Almost perfectionists, people who expect excellence, who have a strong work ethic, expect it out of other people, and expect that same kind of work ethic and focus to help them achieve their goals in life.
Yes.
And they've recognized a facility like we have with our team. He recognizes the sharpness of every person that works at our team because he recognizes it. It's what he wants to give him the goals that he wants to achieve out of life over the next 10, 20, 30 years. And I've recognized it over and over. And what's even better than recognizing it is me and my team, we get to work with guys like this and women and the women that come along with them.
Of course.
We get to work with them every day.
The achievers.
Yep.
I'll tell you a little story real quick here.
Make it quick because we're getting the time. 30 minutes has gone by that fast.
Wow.
What you got, Logan?
That's amazing.
The little story is when I got the stem cell and I'm riding my bike around and I'm walking around, people say, "Hey, I understand you got stem cell." I said, "Yeah, how's it working?" I said, "It's working." So as time goes on, I'm not one person, 20 people, 30 people. I go in the grocery store.
That's awesome.
Run into we go to the golf course. You're playing golf again. What's going on? Stem cells working? Great. Doing good. Man, I need to get involved. I said, here's a card. Pass the cards around. Give the name out.
That's awesome.
Get people. I'm sure. I hope people have. I've given out probably 30, 40 cards. Claudia will tell you I've told a lot of people. A lot of people are involved. I don't know how many of them come see you. I don't know because I don't work there. I just walk in when I need service.
Well, hey, you're doing awesome. You just probably told, if not thousands, tens of thousands of people. And I appreciate you for being here. You're awesome.
You're welcome.
Thanks.
My
Fulton.
pleasure.
Thank you, Dr. Scott. Logan, thank you so much for joining us today. It's great to hear your testimony, your story. We're grateful and appreciative.
Bye, everybody.
It just goes by too quick, man.
Fast as 30 minutes.
That was quicker than last week.
Logan.
Yeah.